Is it possible to go to a car boot sale or flea market and buy something, do it up, make something with it, and then sell that online for a profit? Let's go to a car boot sale and see what we can find. Right, so I'm just at a car boot sale. For my international viewers, a car boot sale is basically an outdoor flea market. How much are these here with your ties in?
With the stitches, I'm doing them at 15 as well.
What's this?
There's 2 of them.
Right. So I'm back to the car. Massive car boot, loads of interesting stuff. I've got some bits of tools and interesting stuff. But the deal is this. I couldn't really film it particularly well, but it's a really nice, probably 25mm inch thick piece of ash. Now I know ash is you know, with the ash dieback, it's becoming harder and harder to get. Off a really cool guy who's selling timber, and it's a piece of ash, really nice and dry. Got some lovely figuring on it, and it's gone through the planer. And it was £15, so I reckon I can just cut the ends off there, give it a good sand, and make a really nice charcuterie board out of that. Perhaps put that on Etsy or eBay and see what we can get for it. It's got a bit of a change of plan. I'm just down my workshop and I've got these plastic recycling machines here, and I can make plastic recycled sheet with this. And I used to make pieces that had inlaid butterfly dovetails, and this has got a perfect crack in it. So it's time to decide whether we have this side with this lovely feathering here, or we have this side which is slightly wider with this discoloration here. I think it's going to have to be this side, really. Got more surface area there, and he's still going to pick up all the rippling here. So I've now got to square at this edge here, there, off here, because it's like a chainsaw cut here, so I need to be aware of that. And then this side, I'm just going to eyeball it. Then that'll take out that split just there. Basic board, I want something like, you know, a nice some kind of dovetail in there, something like that. And then I'm going to attempt to take the bark off, which should come off okay-ish. Let's have a go. Right, this really isn't the best saw for doing this, but it's a nice day and I'm impatient and I want to get it done today. So let's cut this across here and get it all nice and ready for sanding. Well, that was fun. That took an eternity, so I ended up using that, and it's come out okay. A bit of sanding is going to be needed, but yeah, a bit sketchy. So I need a new Japanese pull saw or some kind of saw. Wow. So the next thing is to think about this. Now I've got a choice of things to do with that. I've got wood, but I think what I'm going to go for is some recycled plastic. So this is some offcuts of recycled plastic. This is some stuff that I make. This is made out of CD cases. It's been pressed with heat into a sheet. This is DVD cases, and then this is CD cases as well. And I've made them out of all sorts, from CDs to face masks, COVID face masks. And this is a sheet here made out of CDs, but this is a bit too thin, so we won't be using that. So I'm thinking maybe this, because I've already pre-sanded this other side and it's a pretty consistent-ish thickness. But I could make something there, sketch out a dovetail, and then just cut it on the bandsaw, and then I'll get my palm, and then draw around it, get my palm around to wrap that out, and then epoxy that in, and then sand the whole top. Now I know people are going to go microplastic, but yes, okay, it will create some microplastics, but in the grand scheme of things, it won't be too many. And this is already stuff that's been saved from landfill in the first place anyway, because this hard polystyrene in this instance typically doesn't get recycled. Polypropylene, this sort of stuff does. So I made down the workshop and check this out. The blinking roof's leaked, so proper annoying that is. I'm gonna have to clean this off, but yeah, I haven't been down for a week or so, and the blinking roof has leaked. So we'll put some tunes on and we'll get cutting some dovetails and see which one I kind of favour, see which one I like the look of, and we'll just go with that. Okay, so the decision has been made. I tried using hard polystyrene, but this stuff is so tough, and it just it melts with the bandsaw, so that doesn't look right. I mean, the effect's cool, but I think if I was going to do this, it'd be like water jet or laser jet cut, not with my bandsaw. So I've gone for polypropylene. This is actually quite poignant for me. This is made out of face masks, COVID face masks. So it was some offcuts for another project that I made for myself as a little nod to that time in all of our lives. So yeah, a pale blue. I'm not sure how well it'll go against the thing. I was thinking a darker colour, but the only thing about using polypropylene is they do use that sometimes for moulds. And I don't know how well this is going to bond into the wood. I've roughed up the back a bit, and I'm going to leave the edges a little bit rough. I'm just going to, trim them up with my knife. I've gone on the sander to try and smooth those a little bit, but I think that this is going to be it. It's quite a dramatic bow tie shape. I think that'll look good on the board. It's quite big, but that's the effect I was sort of going for, really. And also, polypropylene is one of the more like food safe, but I can't call it food safe because obviously it's not food grade, but they do use polypropylene for chopping boards, and I don't want to use HDP because that would definitely not glue to the with the resin, because that's used for molds as well. So yeah, so we need to get that, trim these edges a little bit, and then get it marked on the wood and get that routed out, and then the edges cleaned up. I've finalised the shape now. I've trimmed up the edges to as near as I can, and then I've chamfered this bottom bit here. So I'm just gonna put that there and then trace around it with my penknife, and then I'll re-establish the lines with the chisel, and then I'll get the router out. Right, so that's not too bad. I'd say that's pretty good. So we just need to get the router now, get it set up for that thickness, which is about 6mm. Get it in there. I'm going to be using this relatively inexpensive palm router. So yeah, it's unplugged at the minute, so we're just going to get the depth sorted on it. Yeah, it seems okay. First of all, I'm just going to do a little test on the scrap of pallet wood here, just to check the depth is okay. Always worth double checking before committing. Seems pretty good. Do we go for it? Yeah, let's go for it. Doing okay? Tea break. Right, that's as close as I'm gonna feel comfortable going. But yeah, it's almost there. Cool. I'm aware that I'm not using a mallet. I can't actually find where I put my mallet, so yeah, this will have to do for now. That is so close. I think just this corner here. So the plan now is to take the bark off. I'm using my draw knife and a bit of file just to knock those edges off. A chisel as well, and which is lurking there, and just to get most of the bark off. Right, I'm going to resort to using this, which is a knife I made a few years ago, because my draw knife's too blunt, so we're going with this. Here we go. Right, I'm going to be using Gorilla Glue. Sets in 5 minutes, epoxy. Now this has been open a while, so I'm hoping it's still okay. Oh, it's still moving around in there, and that's okay. So yeah, it's just a full cure, 24 hours. So let's go for it. There we go. Excuse you. Do more than I think, because there we go. Right, let's get mixing. Hopefully this will be enough. Now what I've done is I've scored the back of the edge of the chisel. Oh, I really hope this cures, because if this goes wrong it will be quite a bit of work gone to waste. Alright, that's mixed. There we go. Split that around a bit. I think I've got about the right amount here. Up on all these edges. Don't mind if it goes in the crack and comes out the other side. Just don't want it to go in that crack too much. Right, A, then A. There we go. Right, let's push it in. That's gone in real nice. That has. Right, this is going to take some sanding down, so I'm just going to scrape off some of that excess. Make sure it's all in the actual grooves at the side. There. And that is already going tacky. That is good.
2,000 years later.
So it's dried, and I'm just going to work my way through the grits, starting at 120 to knock most of this off, and then I'll work my way all the way up to probably around 800. And it's done. Check this out. I'm super pleased with how this came out. I've just applied a really simple cutting board oil, and I'm going to do several coats of this. And that's it really. Not much else, but it's really brought out that grain. Look at that rippling there and the feathering in the bottom left hand corner. And I really like this butterfly dovetail. I just want to do something a bit different because there's loads of these sort of waning edge charcuterie boards online. And by adding this little twist, it's like my own little take on it. Plus I love doing the butterfly dovetails and using recycled plastic in different ways. So all you need now is some cheese, an apple, and maybe a knife that you made yourself, and you're away. Really enjoyed making this, and this will be available for sale on eBay, and I'll link to that below. I'm really pleased how that turned out anyway, so I'm going to get that listed online, see if anyone is interested in it. I'm not entirely sure of the price point yet that I'm going to put on that, but if you want to learn more about buying and selling items that you put online, go and check out my other channel, which I'll link to in the description below, and on it I talk about all things related to selling online with helpful advice. So thanks for watching my video. Smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you all in the next one.